It's time for you to use Google Forms the right way. Google Forms is a free online tool that helps you to create surveys or questionnaires. Let's take a look at how you can access Google Forms. In order to do that, we are going to open our Chrome browser. It's way easier if you are using the Chrome browser because of the Google apps. So you select Google Apps, then you navigate your mouse to Drive. If you're not using a Chrome browser, you can open a new tab, then you type Google Forms inside the search bar. You're going to see a couple of options over here, then you go ahead and select the first one. I would also leave the link in the description so you can click on that directly and access Google Forms. The next thing we are going to look at is to create our first form. To do that, you click on New inside your Google Drive, then on the drop down, you navigate your mouse to Google Forms. You can either create a form from scratch or you can start from a template. So we begin by looking at how you can create a form from scratch. Then you select that. This is how Google Forms interface looks like. You rename your form and then you give it any title of your choice. So we are going to say Google Forms tutorial. We're going to use the questions section to set our questions, and this is for responses. So when people fill your Google Forms, the responses will be here. We're going to look at that as well. So make sure to stick around. So let's head over to the question section. After renaming your form, when you click on this star icon over here, it's going to add your form to favorite. And in that way, when you are looking for your form, it's easier to locate. After that, we will go ahead and start adding our questions. Before you add your questions, you need to add a form description. A form description tells your audience or the people that you are collecting the information from, it tells them what the Google Forms is all about. So in this instance, this is a tutorial. So we are going to say this is a tutorial on Google Forms. Then after typing this, you have a couple of formatting options that you can use. So we have the bold. You're going to select everything, then you apply bold and it will be bolding for you. You can italize this, then you can underline your text and then you can insert links. So in case you want this particular text to redirect your people to a different link, you can paste the link over here and then your text will be highlighted for you. That way, when people click on this particular link, it will redirect them to their preferred location. And then in case you want to add a couple of lists to your description, you can do that. So you can do all of that over here. Then this is the bulleted list and this is the numbered list, and then you can also remove all your formatting. You're going to select this and remove formatting. We want to maintain this. After that, we move on to adding the first question, and then we are going to say, what is your name? After typing your first question, you still have the option to make good use of the formatting options. Then you also have the opportunity to add an inline image. So you can click on this. So we are going to have a couple of Google images over here. So we are going to say forms. So we're going to select this image. Make sure to select the image. Then you click on insert and the image will be inserted successfully for you. And you can click on this option, the three dot, to align the image to the left, center, right, change, or you can remove the image totally. And then you can also change the image if the image that you inserted was not the preferred one. And you can also add captions for people to easily detect what this particular image is about. So in order to resize the image, you're going to click directly on the image and use your mouse to click, hold, and drag to the preferred size that you want. Now let's move on to the options. So you ask the question, what is your name? And there are a couple of options that you can use over here. We have multiple choice, we have short answer, there's paragraph, there's checkboxes, there's drop down. You can also upload files, and we have other advanced features that we will be looking at later on. Now the first option, we want a short answer. So we are asking for a name, we want a short answer. So we're going to select short answer. Then the person will just type their name here. Now to add the next question, we are going to use these options here on the side. There is add questions, there is import questions, there is add title and description, there's add image, there's add video, and then there's add section. We'll have a look at all of this later on this channel. So like I said earlier, make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss out. I wouldn't want you to miss out on any of these tutorials. So we're going to add our next question. You click on that. Then the next question, we can say age. And because you selected the short answer option, it automatically fills out this option for you. But then you can always go ahead and change it over here, and we can say paragraph. for that. Okay, so the next question, we are going to add another question. Then we ask for favorite food. So what is your favorite food? And then with the options, we just go ahead and select multiple choice. Then we add a couple of choices here. So we say rice, we add jollof. So in order to move on to the next option, you just hit the enter key on your keyboard and then it will take you to the next option. Then we say wache and beans. All right, so this is how you add the questions. You can add another question. Then the next option, you're going to select check boxes. So it's going to be like this. Okay, so we say beans, rice, and jollof. Okay, so when you're done with all of this, the person will just check this box. When you send this particular form to the person, they will check this box. We'll take a look at that briefly. Import questions, you have the opportunity to import questions from other forms or other Google forms that you've created in case you want to use the same questions for the Google form. With adding title and description, when you click on this option, it gives you the opportunity to add another section to add more titles and description. So in a situation whereby you added this particular title for the first one, title and description for the first one, and you want to add more, but there is no space for that, you can do that. You can insert another title and form description section over here. And you can also import images inside your Google Forms. So when you click on import images and we head over to Google Forms, we're just going to type forms as the first one and we hit enter. So let's just select something here and click on insert to import that particular thing. So as you insert the image, you can add an image title over here. I can say playground, and you can add a couple of description, and then you can use these formatting tools to format your text. When you click on these three options, it gives you the opportunity to write align the text, center align the text, and then remove it completely from the forms. And with the adding videos is the same as the image. The only difference is this one is videos. And then you can add sections to your form. So we have, this is the first section of our form, and we have some few questions over here. So in case you want an entirely different section for our form, I'm going to click on add section, and we have section 1 here, we have section 2 here, and then we can select this drop down. That would take us to section 2. You can add more sections if you want. All you have to do is just click on the sections button and then it will add various sections. So we have section 1 of 3, section 2 of 3, and section 3 of 3, and you can add different questions to your section. In case you want to add a question to your section, what you have to do is just rename your section. So we are going to type section 2 questions. Then you head over to the plus sign that says add question, and you're going to select that, and you have your first question added to your section 2 for you. Let's take a look at how you can make questions required in your Google Forms. To do that, after typing your questions and adding your options, all you have to do is toggle on this required option, and that is it. That question will be made compulsory. People will be compelled, or your audience will be compelled to answer that particular question. Let's take a look at how you can customize your form. After typing out your questions and everything, what you have to do is head over to customize theme. Make sure to look for this icon, customize theme, then you click on that, and we have a couple of options over here. So we have the text style for header, the question, and then the text itself, which is the answer that the person will be providing. So currently we have our header to be in Times New Roman. We can change the header font to be extra. Let's go with Georgia. When you select that, it affects the header. Then we can select with the questions. It's currently at Roboto. We can change it to Times New Roman, and we have all our questions being changed to Times New Roman for us. The header, you can choose an image for your headers. So we head over to the header to select some images over here. So just go ahead and select this and click on insert. Immediately you select that, you can see that it changes the entire form format for you. You can also select the color of the form that you prefer over here as well. You can select more colors from here. You select the color, then you click on add, and immediately the changes will be made to your font for you. Before you send out your form, the first thing you need to do is to preview your form and then see how it looks. To do that, you are going to head over to preview, this eye icon over here. Then you select that, and it's going to give you a preview of the form that you will be sending out to people to fill. So we have the first section that we created over here. Then we click on next, and then it's going to give us the second section, which is section 2. Then we move on to the next section, which is where people would answer most of these questions. And the moment they are done answering the questions, they click on submit. So if your form is ready to be sent out, you click on publish, and you can select anyone with the link. And then you click on publish. You can shorten the URL and you copy the link. Then you paste the link here. You then go ahead and fill the form. So you're going to go on to next, and then there is nothing here to select. So I'm just going to select this option. I'll click on next, and then I will add a short answer here. Then I'll add an age. Then I'll select favorite food. I'll select another one here, and then I'll click on submit. Now the moment you click on submit, as the owner of the form, what you can do is the view responses over here. In order to automate your responses, you're going to click on link to sheets. So you create a new spreadsheet called Google Forms tutorial, and then you click on create. Now that you have something like this, when people provide responses to your Google Forms, the sheet will be populated automatically for you without you having to do anything. So if you have further questions, make sure to leave a comment and I would respond to them. And there'll be more tutorials on Google Forms. So make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on any tutorial. And if you have further questions, make sure to leave a comment and I would respond to them.